So, today we're talking about something that a lot of us use pretty much every day to connect with people we care about, Facebook. Our goal here is really simple. It's just to help you understand what's going on behind the scenes so you can stay aware, stay calm, and stay safe.
Okay, let's start with one big question that really sets the stage for everything else we're going to talk about. Is Facebook really free? We're always told it is, right? But what's the actual cost? That's what we're going to dig into.
To answer that, we've got to look at how Facebook has changed over the years. It started out with a pretty simple mission, but today what it does is, well, it's a lot broader.
Yeah, Facebook began as just a way for college friends to keep in touch. But wow, has it grown into something else entirely. Every single post you share, every photo you like, every link you click, it all helps build this incredibly detailed picture of who you are. And that picture is the real key to understanding the price of this free service.
So what exactly does this, data collection machine actually know about us? Let's jump into our next section and take a closer look at the kind of information that's being gathered.
The basics are what you'd probably guess. Your name, your posts, your friend list. But it goes a whole lot deeper. For instance, as you see here, Facebook can even collect the drafts of posts you started to type but then decided not to share. Just think about that for a second. It also tracks your location, and get this, through those like buttons you see all over the internet, it can get a sense of what you're doing even when you're not on Facebook itself.
Okay, so we know they're collecting all this data. But so what? What does that actually mean in the real world? Well, this next part gives us a really clear example of your data in action.
To really get a handle on the impact, we're going to look at a pretty famous case, the Cambridge Analytica scandal. Now, just to be clear, the point here isn't to be alarming. It's simply to understand how this stuff can work on a really big scale.
So, in a nutshell, here's what went down. A whole bunch of user data was gathered, often without people really understanding what they were agreeing to. This information was then used to build these very detailed psychological profiles, which allowed advertisers to send super personalized and persuasive political messages to very specific groups of voters. And we're not talking about a small event here. The data of millions and millions of users was involved. This case just really illustrates the massive scale these data operations can reach, and it's exactly why understanding it is so important.
And all of this leads back to one core idea that, well, it pretty much explains everything. You've probably heard it before. Facebook is free because you are the product. Let that sink in for a moment. You are the product. So what does that actually mean? It means the service isn't paid for with money, it's paid for with your information, your attention, the things you're interested in, your daily habits, your connections. All of that is packaged up and sold to advertisers who want to reach people just like you. That's the business model, right there.
Okay, that is a lot to take in, I know. We've covered the what and the why, but now let's get to the most important part, what you can actually do. Our final section is all about practical, simple steps you can take back some control. Which brings us right to the key question. Knowing all of this, what practical steps can we actually take to protect our information and regain a little bit of control?
Here are 5 simple things you can do. First, just be a little more mindful about the personal info you share publicly. Second, make it a habit to regularly review your privacy settings. They can change. Third, turn off location tracking for the app in your phone settings. That's a big one. Fourth, try to avoid using that login with Facebook button on other websites. And finally, think about deleting old posts that you really don't need online anymore.
It really all boils down to these 3 actions: review, limit, and control. If you remember nothing else, remember these words: review, limit, control.
And this right here illustrates the balance perfectly. Social connections are valuable. Of course they are. That's why we use these platforms. But your privacy, that's priceless. The goal is to find a way to enjoy the benefits of connection while protecting what's most important to you.
As we wrap this up, I want to leave you with this thought. The purpose of all this information is never to make you afraid of technology. It's just to empower you with informed caution.
Because ultimately, awareness is protection. The more you understand about how these systems work, the safer you can be. It's really that simple. If you stay alert, you stay safe.
Today's topic is just one of many challenges people face online. The goal was not to fear technology, but to stay informed and cautious. Awareness is protection. If you stay alert, you stay safe. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay aware, and please consider sharing this information with your family.